Jinko shorts.
Yeah, what a big mistake, huh?
You need to either wear those chubs or whatever.
Feitelberg didn't stop me.
Are you ready for this? Are you ready for this?
Fell for it or something that all the bullshit I buy on Instagram and TikTok.
I smell exactly like Harry Styles does.
I mean, we both said you smell a little vanilla in there.
Definitely vanilla.
Yeah.
Tobacco vanilla.
There it is. 100%.
Dude, I fell for a TikTok ad. It was this girl, and she was like, "We found out exactly what Harry Styles is."
His scent,
I
yeah.
don't even fucking like Harry Styles.
So we had a guy come in here, comedian Mo Amer. Mo Amer? Mo Amer. And he smelled like a fucking dessert at a fancy dinner. And we were like, what is that? And he was like, I don't talk about it. And I realized how, if you're a cologne guy, they protect, because he like mixes this and that. It's not just like, here's the thing I spritz on.
Oh, he's a scientist.
So yeah, he has like his own totally unique, one-of-a-kind smell, and he won't tell anybody about it. And I was like, oh, okay, never mind. I thought it was like, Nautica. Like, you can buy this brand.
Dude, mine was like $60, and it sent me like a gallon of oil, and I have to like mix it myself. I smell just like Styles.
Oh, you did mix it?
I just had to pour it into a smaller thing because I couldn't bring
okay.
the gallon. It looks like a jug of piss.
Like a bodybuilder will walk around with a gallon of oil.
That's my fucking tobacco vanilla Tom Ford duplicate.
How much was it?
$60.
$60 for a fucking gallon.
And it's gonna last
which
me.
will literally last, like, that's generational cologne.
I'm
you
banking
can pass
on
that
making-
down to your kids.
So if anybody ever thought I was suicidal, just look how much cologne I bought, and they'll just be like, all right, he's making it to 80.
Dude, I bought, when I was a kid, I remember Nautica in the blue, like, sailboat thing was, like a cool kid at school had it. So that was mine. I know there's like Aqua di Gio, there's Curve. Everybody had their one
That stuff
thing.
was too Italian. I was a Polo Blue.
Right. So Polo Blue.
Yeah.
I got Nautica.
Polo Black, I
But-
stepped up in high school a little bit.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's a Johnny Walker Blue and Black.
Yeah, I actually don't know if it's higher or
Which one,
lower,
but it's just
but
different.
I just got a different one.
8th grade,
But-
I was Curve, and I sprayed it into my asshole and had to miss school because I burnt my ass.
Oh.
Because I thought like I took a shit before the bus.
Oh, you
and
gotta
I was
clean your
just
butt.
like,
You gotta have your butt smell good.
I was standing at the bus stop. I was like, oh no.
You did like bare cheeks, like
Spread cheeks, ass rim. Yeah.
the things that you do when you're like a young boy,
But
and
it
I'm
makes
sure
perfect
girls,
sense.
yeah, it's like
My ass
smelly
stinks.
part of the body. Gotta clean that up.
Yeah.
But that Nautica blue sail thing, I mean, it lasted me like I don't know. It never ran out. It never even came close to like being 3/4 full. Like it was forever.
Yeah, I've never run out
Forever.
of cologne in my entire life.
Like
I don't.
I bought it again recently, almost as like a, a nostalgia thing. Just like I was,
Yeah.
You know how I never even realized that they have it at like CVS, like locked up.
Yeah.
And I was just like, you know what? Give me some Nautica too. They had to come and unlock it. And everything.
That's the most
I have not
shameful
used it
thing
once.
to have to like buzz for something.
And now they do it for like deodorant and shit. It's like,
everything.
can I get this baby
Dude,
powder? It's like, what the fuck are we doing here?
I did it once. I was in DC. Oh, it was when we had the live show in DC, whenever that was. And I was staying with a buddy in Virginia. And I tweeted a picture, like I was like, they had in the plastic casings, they had the Sour Patch Kids individually, and I was like, tweet a picture, and everyone's like, that's what you get for living in a blue state. I was like, I'm in Virginia, motherfucker.
I could go to a museum and touch a T-Rex bone, but I can't go to Dwayne Reed and touch a box of bunch of
Bro, it is. It happens probably weekly to me now, where I go to like get soap or shampoo or whatever. There's a Dwayne Reed by my apartment, and I don't think I go every week, and I don't think I've ever walked out with anything. Because I'll buzz it, and I'll get so annoyed, like, fuck, this is not even worth it.
Yeah.
And walk out.
You know what I
Or
did
is-
when you do, if there's the ones that you can lift on your own, and it's like,
Yeah.
like Christ
There's
almighty.
no way
guys.
this much is getting stolen, or it affects your bottom line that
Right.
much. There's no way.
I hate human interaction so much. I've just been buying travel size.
Yeah, it's over there.
It's over there in
the little
baskets.
buckets. or
That's
whatever.
very smart.
I'm brushing my teeth with a travel size in my own apartment. I probably have like 30 cavities. I'm not getting my molars.
I know for sure I have cavities.
I'm
Like,
just-
I
Dude,
know.
how about this? So I went to the dentist yesterday. I got a cracked veneer. I gotta get fixed, and so they need to like do, they need to build the right ones and shit. They are still in the year of our Lord 2023 putting the goo in the plate and just putting it in your mouth.
I had no idea there was still goo plating.
Yep.
I saw you tweet that yesterday. Actually, what will they do instead? You think?
I don't know. It was fucking like take a little laser.
Oh, I think that makes the most perfect sense.
Well, I mean, it works.
It's like when they make a fleshlight. What are they doing? They're plating your vagina up.
Wait,
Well,
did they
as
fill the
clonally-
vagina?
I don't know if they fill
I
it,
think
but they certainly
do
get
outside.
the.
Yeah.
I've
The
seen
inside. The insides are like it looks like an alien. They load it up with like just nubs.
Yeah, no one knows what the inside of a pussy looks like. They're like, whatever.
No.
Make it look like
Have
it looks
you
like the
ever-
barrel of an AR-15.
You ever seen those? There's like one video on Pornhub that somehow is a camera on the inside.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah, that
You have to
That
be
can't
real
be replicated.
depraved if you jerk off to that.
'cause all it is a head going in and out.
Yeah, yeah, it's reverse angle.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
And then it comes and it just goes like.
It's a baby with a handheld.
It's got a little. What's up, Dad? Anyway, we just covered like 35 topics in 10 seconds.
Well, this I want to preface. We can cut it if you want. We talking about brushing your teeth.
Yeah.
Is it true you don't have water?
Dude, I'm living in pure squalor. My apartment has mold. I've been sick for 9 months.
How long have you not had water?
8 months. But no, my water's been beige for about 8 months. Beige to dark.
That's fine. I mean, beige is enough. If it gets darker than beige, we're in.
When
yeah,
you,
so what-
I didn't know if you've been. I think Nate mentioned it the other day. And I was like, wait, what?
Yeah,
And
I go up to my dad's to shower.
You talking? That's an interesting thing for a straight dad.
Dude,
to have your son come up.
the tables have turned. My dad thinks I'm very gay. I said the gayest sentence of all time to him. I only have I have some clothes up there for just like, oh, it was too hot. I left a flannel up there. It was, I threw on shorts. I have a pair of pants up there. And he was like, well, why don't you just stay here tonight? Because I was up there at 10 o'clock. I went on a run, just paid $60 to Uber up to my dad's to shower, paid $60 to Uber. Instead of paying $60 to Uber back, he's like, why don't you just stay on the couch? I'm like, well, Dad, I have work tomorrow, and I don't want to wear a hodgepodge outfit. I said hodgepodge outfit to my father. I didn't want to...
Bro, when was the last time you didn't wear a hodgepodge outfit?
You are Mr. Hodgepodge.
Everything is very thought out.
Wow. Pull the pants. Show the buckle. Yeah, buddy.
This isn't even ironic. This is my only belt.
It's a nice belt, bro. How about this? So I've only had one belt for eternity. Like for years, I've only had one belt that's like alligator skin. Nice. It's a nice belt, but it's my only belt. So
What color?
Like brownish. It's like
Okay.
so like when I wear something, say all black.
Yeah. What do you do?
It
then?
doesn't work.
clashes. It's a hodgepodge.
So I've had
It's
to.
hodgepodge.
So I got a new belt.
Woo.
It's a $12 belt from Amazon. I don't know where you get
I'll
belts.
be honest, that looked like a piece of shit belt.
I don't know where you got. I don't like the only belt I have is from a Christmas present, and so I was like, where do I even go buy a belt?
I can't think of anything stupider than buying a really expensive belt. I guess if you're wearing a suit, it's nice, but like for your everyday belt that probably nobody ever sees,
Right.
If you have some fucking fancy belt, I now that looked like it was plastic.
It's oh, bro, feel
It's
it. You
like-
gotta feel it. It's
Yeah.
Is it
crazy.
horrible?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Don't get one of these because this is a disaster.
Yeah, that's got to.
I guess actually no. You can tell it's very cheap. It's actually not as if the clasp is bad.
The clasp,
Yeah.
the sound of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean this is about to come apart.
Yeah.
Especially with your fat belly pushing on it.
I went
How
to
about that doppelganger today?
Oh.
That's what that is.
That's tough.
That's stop eating mangoes. Because if you end up looking like that, did you see this one?
No.
Feitelberg,
Oh, boy.
for a man who is not that Feitelberg is strikingly unique, but also he doesn't look just like every
He
Tom,
has his
Dick, and Harry.
features.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For a man who's like that, he has the most insane amount of doppelgangers you've ever seen. This is the latest. I mean,
Bro.
somebody said it's Fat Jack Mac mixed with Feitelberg.
It's very much that. I mean, that's 100% what it is. But I was.
That's your hair right now, by the way.
Yeah.
Just in case you wanted to know.
Yeah.
What's saying that?
What's the end goal with that?
It's I've actually wanted it cut for months now. But I can't cut it till the Bruins. lose.
Bruins.
It's been
Oh,
a
okay,
Bruins
that's fair.
It's a
season
valid
thing.
point, you know.
I was scrolling Twitter today, and I just saw the lower half. Like,
Oh, no.
And I just went, that looks a lot like me. Like I didn't get to the face. I didn't know it was you gonna be quote tweeting.
You're hard. This body's disgusting. You don't look like that. You could. You might in a few years, but you don't look like that.
Well, if you'd like to look inside my head, that's exactly what I look like.
Me too. But I actually think I look like this too. So it's like it's in my head, but I also think it's outside my head. I look like this.
I'm afraid to be like shirtless alone now. I don't do it. I'm too ashamed to be shirtless alone.
You're pretty thin though.
No. I have
fat?
I have like a yes.
Yeah.
And then I'll have angles, and then very spherical head.
Yeah, I hate that too. If I could change one thing about my body, I think it would be head and face shape.
Yep.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my God, you have a good ass shape.
Yep.
Really?
Yeah.
I think I have a long head. I think I look like.
That's what I wish I had.
No,
I got
you
this
don't want a long
fucking. I got
head.
this
Yo,
oval.
long heads don't.
I look like a
I
cartoon character.
I roll over in bed and there's nothing stopping me until I just go to the floor.
Do you see this, Pat? Do you think they have round heads?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
And
the pause spoke 10,000 words.
And I'm safe. I have a beard. Thank God. If I didn't have a beard,
beard would make
horrible.
it would look terrible.
Horrible.
You have a great beard.
Thank you.
You have a very good beard.
It's saving me. I would look like a lesbian.
When was
Not
the last
even
time
like
you were-
a butch
You were
lesbian.
clean shaved.
Oh, probably my last year of college.
Yeah, I mean, it's been actually no, that's a lie. I started I figured out the magic of beards in late 20s, but it's been like 10 years. I am not.
I did it fairly recently for something. Oh, for the blade bath.
Yeah.
It wasn't as
You
bad
had
as I
that
thought it was
wedding
going to
too,
be. And I was in a wedding too. That wedding was the first time I ever did I'd heard like horror stories of like people passing out mid wedding, and like like they tell you like because I was in the bridal
Lock your
party,
knees.
like don't lock your knees. I did like
You got woozy.
I caught
It's like
myself.
a hot church or something.
Yeah, it was in New
Yeah.
Orleans, hot,
Bro,
like a summer wedding outside, not outside, but
Every
like
church is
in a
at
church with
least
no
100
heat,
degrees.
AC. Yeah,
Indoors or outdoors, they just ratchet that heat up, make you sweat out your sins.
Yeah.
I'm grass is always greener, fellas. I'd love a rounder head. My head
No.
is so.
Bro, I
it's like
can
a
picture
rectangle. It's like
Kai
You're
Lu?
good. You're good.
is Kairu? Is that a character, a cartoon character? That's anime. You should know about this, right?
I don't like that people assume that.
But you do know about
But
it.
you do.
But yeah, I'll tell you everything you need to know about him.
That's what my head
I had
looks
a
like.
slip up the other day. I heard somebody, like I was with a group of people at a bar, and somebody was just like, "Yeah, that's like looks like anime porn." I'm like, "That's hentai," and I just like blurted it out. I just blurted it out, and they were like, "Oh, thanks." I'm like, "I think it is." I tried to cover up my steps.
I was telling Kevin yesterday a little story.
All right, back there.
What the fuck was that, dude?
How we doing, Bigfoot?
You sound like you've been at my apartment.
Yeah. But by the way, sorry, we moved on from that too
Yeah,
fast.
let's go back.
What
Are you?
So you're
I
just
hope
like
you're not paying
living
rent.
there?
Oh yeah, I'm paying rent.
Yeah, I would be too.
Because
That's one of those things where I'm like,
Because, like,
you
my-
better not be paying rent. I'd be probably paying.
my landlord's
They'd be raising it on me.
my landlord's so nice.
Yeah.
I'm in a co-op, and this guy doesn't even live in New York, and he's like, "Hey man," he'll text me just out of the blue. "Just want to let you know you're a great tenant." I'm just like, "Oh,
Just want to let you know I haven't had water in half a year.
yeah." No, you want to see my newest malady? This sucks. This is what's happening.
Genuine.
This is what's happening to me now. I was washing my face with this beige water. It smells like hamster bedding too, like damp hamster bedding.
God.
Which isn't a bad smell.
It's bad. My sister had gerbils.
It's not
It was
great.
tough.
It's really not great.
So whenever my sink is on now,
Oh god.
my bathtub drain just shoots up dirty water, and it makes me like gag.
Bro.
Sucks.
Bro, what are you doing?
Where is this roughly?
I'm down in Fight Eye, right across from the parking garage that collapsed yesterday.
No
Nice.
way.
Nice.
Is that where it
That'll help
was?
Yeah.
water.
You're in the same apartment I've been to, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't know that's where it was.
Is known as like shitty apartment area? I mean, everywhere has shitty apartments. But I thought you were gonna be like, I'm on 197th Street.
No, I'm in a weird building though.
Yeah.
Yeah, a couple floors are for like independent special needs adults.
Oh, right.
So it's interesting, especially if you're like bringing people back to your place.
Yeah.
And, like, you
Don't mind him.
You see the line of like guys holding on to each other, like the rope line going into the building, and I'm just like, no, that's not my floor. Don't worry, I promise you, babe, that's not my floor.
Bro, I gotta be honest. Living in New York my whole life, I have heard just about every like embarrassing, like I live in this type of building, or this type of guy, or this type of neighbor, or doorman. Like it's so embarrassing when you bring girls back. having a line
2 floors. There's a bus that brings them to and from work. I don't know where they work.
Is Franco there?
No, I think he's a little. He's above.
Too much.
No.
Like he's smarter than.
Like I'm talking about like the supers, like hammer and chiseling boogers out of their floor button.
Oh,
I'm joking.
Goodness gracious!
no,
I don't know. That seems very specific. That's got to be tough. like I'm thinking like, for someone like me, like in my shoes, if I was talking to a lady, and there's if I'm talking to you at a bar all night, there's like a piece of the back of your mind that's just like wondering something, like what's wrong with this guy, and then if I took you back to that apartment, they'd be like, yeah, no, my suspicions were right.
No.
Women's intuition.
What's got to be worse is if they're leaving the next morning and then the bus thing comes to take everybody to work, and she's just like, "Oh no!"
Yeah, I think I committed a crime last night. She goes home, looks in the mirror, she's like, "Am I? Did I sexually assault somebody last night? Could he give consent? I don't fucking know."
Wow. Well, I mean, Chicago will be better, right, for apartments and whatnot.
Have you gotten your place yet?
No.
Did that? I was talking to Francis because I obviously want everyone to stay in New York. And he was like, "You gotta remember, dude. Like, Chicago, your money's gonna go a lot longer." And I was like, "Does it though? I feel like Chicago is a pretty big city where you're gonna live in shitty apartments too." But
looking at apartments,
that's pretty rough.
It goes a lot further for like the same price. I mean, you do have to run the risk of a rambunctious teen putting a bullet in your temple.
I wasn't gonna say it.
Dude, a
little bit of murder
Twitter's
risk,
a bad place for somebody moving to Chicago right now. Dude, I'll see a clip on Twitter and I'll just be like, "Oh, I love Saving Private Ryan." I'm like, "Oh no."
That's my neighborhood. There are neighborhoods like that in New York too where I've been like, I mean, going to Fordham, like there was neighborhoods like right around the. Wait, you good?
I had an outside itchy ball. You can't scratch your balls before an outside.
Do you need some cologne on your asshole?
Don't do it.
I know the parent you're talking about. I got it when I tried to fuck a shampoo bottle once. It's not good.
Yeah. Did you ever get stuck in a conditioner bottle?
No, I it was like a Head and Shoulders.
We talked about this recently. I tried to fuck a shampoo bottle, but
dude,
too big.
No, I forgot it grew, so I'd go in fine. It was coming out. Dude, I had a crush on a bottle of fucking what's the kangaroo one?
Oh, I know exactly what Aussie. I think.
Yeah,
Aussie
that was my girlfriend.
Yeah.
Like, freshman year. I wore purple to prom to match.
There are neighborhoods that are like not good to walk through, like, but I don't know.
I feel like everything online's overstated.
100%.
I'm not too pressed.
Yeah. I was telling Kevin yesterday that I don't have many joys in life.
Certainly doesn't.
Exceptionally few, in fact.
Yeah.
And 2 days ago?
Oh no.
3 days ago?
Oreo 55?
You guys ruined my only one.
What was this?
Or you're sitting next to Oreo 55.
What's Oreo 55?
That's Feitelberg.
It's my fucking New York Times mini name. Because I so didn't know that I was doing anything that I just used the automated name,
Oreo
which was Oreo 55.
The worst crossworder on the planet Earth. And he doesn't know that the leaderboards are shared. And so today, Kyle beat me by 1 second, 31 seconds to 32 seconds. Oreo 55 rolling in with like a 7.5 minute.
Dude, no, that's bullshit. That's bullshit. So first of all, I haven't done it yet today. Second of all, so to catch everyone up, I've mentioned it a few times actually on the show how I've been playing the New York Times Mini, and about 2 weeks ago,
which is awesome, by the way.
It's the best.
I thought the Mini meant like it was. I don't even know how big the big one is, but I thought it was like 30 words. I didn't know it was like 10 or 5
Yeah,
or
it's
whatever.
great.
Yeah.
And I've been playing it for a little while now, and it's just my nice thing I do to unwind at the end of the day.
Not anymore, it's not.
I just like I get
Oreo
home,
55.
I watch TV, and so like 2 weeks ago, I saw that Kate. I was.
It's the best usual
I'm
name
gonna
of
make
all
Oreo
time.
55 t-shirts for sure, dude.
The other day, 2 weeks ago, I was on the bracket and I saw KB. He actually was doing a regular crossword, but I just pointed it out. And they were like, "Oh, do you do the mini?" And I was like, "Yeah, of course I do the mini." Blah blah blah. They sent me a link. I didn't know what it was. I just clicked it, and I guess that meant I joined their group for crosswords. Now they do it very intensely. Nick was telling me he does warm ups. He does old ones to warm up, and they go into private
you're
rooms.
gay, dude.
Yes.
I do it, and like I just do it at home, sitting on the couch watching TV, and I kind of just fuck around. And sure, it takes me a little while, but like I'm not focused. I'm kind of like, yeah, well, okay.
You're the talk of our group chat.
I was just saying, and then yesterday, Tommy comes up to me, whatever it was. Tommy comes up to me and he's like, "Hey, I just want to congratulate you on, how far you've made it, despite the fact you clearly have mental disabilities." And I was like, "Cool, thanks, Tommy." Had no idea what he was talking about.
You just figured it was for something.
Yeah,
You did.
yeah. I was like, "Yeah, no, thank you." And he's like, "I don't think you get what I'm saying." I don't think you get what I'm saying. I'm like, I don't know, man, Tommy, I appreciate it. And he's like, "No, I don't think I know your times, you're not doing good." And I was like, "What are you talking about?" And he's like, "Oh, we've been texting you, everyone your scores, roasting you." I was like, that was the fucking 20 minutes of pleasure I had in the whole goddamn
Exactly,
day.
20 minutes. It should be the 20 seconds of pleasure you had.
I think they were always sub 2. I think it was all like, it wasn't.
Well, I did it today driving. You know, I'm not the best. I like to multitask when I drive.
Driving's boring as
I'm
fuck.
gonna regret
I was doing it,
introducing
like-
you once you die doing this. I'm like, fuck, that one was me.
I was legit doing the fucking crossword puzzle while driving, and I was doing it in sub a minute.
Yes.
So, and you're pushing
Fucking
two minutes.
Oreo 55 lives on the 4th floor of my building.
Oreo 54, Oreo 53.
Oh, the whole clan of Oreo, the whole sleeve.
Oh man, that's funny though because they.
I was gonna start, and I just hit the first one. I was like, no, we're not gonna do it now.
Today's gonna fuck you up,
I was gonna prove it, and I was like, the first one. I was like,
dude. No, you're
I'll
gonna
do it later.
put up jam band time today.
I'm a Revolution extended edition.
Dude, listen to American Pie while.
Is this new?
No,
The
we've been
mini.
doing this for 2 years.
You guys,
Yeah,
but
we-
I mean, in general, the New York Times Mini, is that a new
Oh
thing?
no,
It's been around forever?
It's been a thing for. I mean,
Even-
I've done
even
everyone
in the-
back to 2018. No, not in the
Okay, it
paper,
was always digital.
since the app. Yeah.
And that was pre-Wordle. Wordle
was
rolled into
pre-Wordle,
that.
yeah.
Because this feels like a new Wordle to me, but it was actually before Wordle.
yeah, it's fantastic.
Yeah, I mean,
do you pay for it?
Yeah.
So you have the whole archive of the minis.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I
much
I
you have
go
to
back
pay?
and
$3.99 a month.
Okay, yeah.
I
Do
do
you, Kev?
Yeah.
I do them all. I've been doing old ones and stuff like that. And,
them all.
do you guys
The old
get
ones
do you
and
guys
stuff
get
like
my old
that.
scores?
You are.
Do you guys get my old scores?
No. It's just the day. Why have you?
One of them, I did one today though, and it had a lot. It was a little bit bigger.
Yeah. So
Is there a medium?
the days
Or-
go. There's a MIDI, but it gets
maybe
more
that's what it
difficult as the day goes by. Monday's easiest.
Oh, okay,
Tuesday,
got it.
Wednesday, Thursday has a riddle.
What I don't
Friday's
like is
hardest.
I don't
it's
get the
not
riddles.
words, right? It's sometimes it's a little phrase.
Yeah. Sometimes it's multi-words.
Is that on the big?
The
word?
big ones are crazy.
They do phrases like
Oh
that.
yeah,
too?
we do across.
I thought it was
join
always
us-
just words.
Join us over at the computer
I
today.
don't know if I will. I feel like I don't want to be judged.
Can I ask another question? Because I
Sure
don't-
you can, Oreo 55.
bro. The fact that I got
Oreo
Oreo
55 is the dumbest man on
I
earth.
wish I'd saved mine because I signed up just today and it gave me an automated one. I just immediately
Got
deleted
rid of
it
it.
because who does that? But I wish I had mine. It was like Elijah or something like that. EL.
I was
wish
like
kept
Oreo
it.
55. That's pretty funny. Except and
I
then
swear to God,
it's a lot
funniest.
funnier now,
Bro, I think you should lean into Oreo 55. That sounds like a record label.
Yes.
It sounds like you should change your Twitter name. Forget about Feits Barstool. You're Oreo 55.
I want you
bro.
to I want people to have to compete against Oreo. Tweet out your time every day.
No.
Put an I beat
Lie about
Oreo
it.
55 in the
Yeah.
Daily Mini T-shirt.
Yeah.
Everybody
You know what?
can
No,
get
no,
it.
No, this is good. This is good.
Yeah.
I think Oreo 55, despite us making fun of him for being retarded, is actually probably a good benchmark for the average.
If you beat them, no.
No.
Fuck no.
But you guys are freaks. You guys are autistic freaks.
Yes.
And you do it in 20, 30 seconds.
Yeah.
And
So what we
then-
do now is we hold our breath while we do them, just so because you want to see if you start to But no, you. Not you.
John's
Not a Oreo.
What happened? Oreo 55 held his breath through the mini. You like passed away
Tired or something.
Bro, I do. Dude, so
This is good for you though because you've been making enemies in the office.
I have been.
Yeah.
Oh, I got a text today. I made an enemy.
Wait, how you get that text? Who am I making? I can never tell with you guys. Are you serious or not?
Yeah, I think upstairs Enrique.
Oh, yes,
yeah,
that is true.
Oh, I
That
made
is
an
true.
enemy.
Yeah.
of
And you know
Enrique, too.
who's,
So we're together now.
yeah.
Yesterday I said to Enrique, I was like, "Ooh, silver hair. I like it. Is that new?" He was like, since December." And I was like, "Oh, yeah, totally. I knew that."
Yeah.
Brutal.
I'm okay making enemies on the third floor. That's
So
all.
I
you know, Content has the next party that's coming up every month, or every month. Yeah, is another department hosting those parties, like the Putt Putt.
Oh, really?
And Content is this month, and I'm hosting. And I was like, "What's the budget?"
What is the
the
budget?
budget?
Great question.
They didn't tell me, and they were like, "Well, what's your plan?" I was like, "Let's go."
Classic.
Let's go to Tampa.
Yeah, someone at Barstool what the budget
Let's
is.
go
And
to
they say, "What about
Tampa."
I want it to be remote.
Someone told me that, and this can't be true. And I know it's not true. But someone was like, the goats cost like $15,000.
I believe it.
I was like, wait, what? Then there's no way on no planet could that possibly be true.
I just found out that like podcasts have like $6,000 a month to spend.
Oh, yes.
I just found that out. Yeah. Somehow Roan, I bet you, has been taking hours. That's some shit he'd do.
Yeah, but I've spoken to people on the third floor who I like, and they're like, yeah, that was 100% right email. And I'm like, okay. I mean, not email, blog.
Oh, yeah?
So I'm like, as long as you guys are, like, the people I talk to agree with me, so I'm okay if everyone else hates me.
You're not, I was allowed to host, but I'm not allowed to invite you.
Really?
Yeah.
That's okay. What? Well, unless it's in Tampa, because I haven't been to Mods Venus in a minute.
Yeah, I know. I know you haven't.
We had Cameron in here the other day, and he was talking to us about how strip clubs work now, and apparently they're pouring drinks out their ass.
Mm-hmm.
So
Out of their ass, like
They put the bottle in their ass and then they.
the cheeks.
he wasn't clear, but I think yes.
honestly was not clear about. I think the type of women he's talking about can hold things with their cheeks.
Yeah.
I think the women we see would probably need to be whole to really hold a bottle, but
Yeah.
they can hold it with cheeks.
I remember when icing was a thing with Smirnoff Ice.
Oh, yeah.
I tried to put one in my butt cheeks and like try to like moon somebody, and it
Didn't
just
work.
fell out.
Yeah,
shattered.
that's-
I do not have the ass to.
Dude, I don't think I ever even showed Kevin that when we were talking about the video of Cameron, where I asked him if this was like an old video. I'm sorry, if there was like CGI or movie magic in it, because this woman shoves a bottle in her cheeks and then starts like twerking, and it somehow never falls out. Like I said, if she was 8 months pregnant, the baby would have fallen out.
Really, but the
And
bottle stayed.
The bottle stayed.
Ass technology is insane.
It is, dude.
I don't know where these
It's,
things
you know
are
what?
coming
It's
from.
like they're made out of the same things as NFL receiver gloves.
Yes.
Just anything sticks to it immediately.
The exclusive ticketing partner of Barstool Sports, you may have heard of it. It is called Gametime. I just got back from watching the Bruins wrap up their time down in Florida this postseason, because they're going to finish it in 5 in Boston, a little gentleman sweep. Get your tickets to that using Gametime. Okay, there's gonna be a lot more playoff games in Boston this and New York, in fact, as well. I'm speaking for Boston because I'm a Bostonian. Well, not really, but from Massachusetts. The Celtics, I think they are doing some basketballing right now. They're probably beating the Atlanta Hawks. The Bruins just handedly beat the Florida Panthers without their their top two centers. Not a big deal. So there's gonna be a lot more playoff games to go, and if you haven't been to playoff games, I know there's some of you out there, some of you from real sad places that don't get to go to the playoffs. You got to be in the building. It's one thing to watch it at the bar. It's one thing to watch it at your friend's place. The energy in the building is absolutely unmatched, and you can be there thanks to Gametime. It gets you the tickets you thought you could ever afford at prices you can afford, okay? It is a purchase process that takes just 2 taps in 10 seconds. And once you buy your tickets, they're delivered directly to your phone, no printer needed. The app also allows you to easily share tickets with friends via text, so you can get into the game seamlessly. Skip the hassle, enjoy the moment, enjoy the energy in the barn. Download the Gametime app or go to the website, enter your email, and redeem code KFC for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply.
I think asses are getting too big.
I think they're getting too, fake. Like the ones, like those BBLs that like go up almost.
Yeah.
It's like your butt should not be defying gravity. It can be round, it can be perky, whatever. But they go like up and then down. It's like, that is so very fake.
Yeah.
And it's filled
Have
with
you ever
like
seen the ones that
caulk.
flip? Like,
Yeah,
and then
yeah,
so you
yeah,
get a flat,
those are-
like, tabletop
Yeah, those
ass?
people die from that.
Oh,
That's
yeah?
like
It's a very-
Dude, this is
infected and they die.
crazy. Watch this.
I haven't seen this actually. I've only heard word of this. We have to look at it together.
Oh,
John
man.
John has a protector screen because he's the most paranoid freak in the world. Look at that.
Oh! That
Yes,
makes no
that
sense.
final bend over.
Yeah.
It's like that's got to be coming out.
How does she do it?
How does she do it, Mr. Wizard? Tell us. We need Bill Nye the Science Guy up here.
I'm so glad you know Mr. Wizard.
Oh, yeah.
My
That's
school was
old.
so poor,
You're-
we had to watch Mr. Wizard's World.
Oh, I was gonna say because you're way too young for that.
No, I know Mr.
I was too young for that. Like I would wake up in the early morning. I would wake up when I was in like elementary school. We had to go to school early, like 7 in the morning, in the 7 a.m. hour. So I was up early to watch. I watched Sports Center.
Yeah.
But like before Sports Center started running, it was Mr. Wizard on like Nickelodeon or whatever. And that shit's probably like so old it's incorrect.
Yeah.
Like I think they found new science.
Yeah, it's just like,
since then.
he's going to like mix chemicals. He's like, God did that.
I was gonna say,
Right.
on the sixth day, God created life.
So wait, anyway, this is my enemy.
You have an enemy.
I have a dozen match tonight,
Okay.
and well, I don't know. Jeff D'Lo said this is off the record, but I don't give a fuck. He said after asking Tommy if he's a pervert on Wake Up with Mitzy
That
today,
caught me off guard.
it seems like Ben has his eyes set on Kevin, and Ben said, "I might get into it with KFC after he torched me on the way out of New York City in December." So
After you torched him by
saying that he doesn't work.
Well,
'cause
so
he doesn't work.
Mitzy started the job last week.
I've been penning my have I done enough in my time in New York blog.
Have you
I
done
forgot
anything?
about that blog.
Have you done like 3 things?
Could I have done more? Could I have done anything? Yeah.
I respect waiting to year 3 to give it a go.
And now,
Give it a shot.
now he does like a everyday morning show.
I was
Is that
on
how
it
works?
Monday, and he was just like, "Yeah, Nick was on Rediscovering America with me. That's my show. That's mine and Kyle's and Donnie's."
That's a great way to put it, man. So I had Kevin and John on KFC Radio.
Yeah.
It's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, thank you guys for hopping on today.
I do appreciate the I've always loved a good snake.
Yeah.
Like a good snake job is the most honorable thing in the world, I think. Go ahead, get that paycheck. But we get to talk about it.
Yeah.
We were talking
Someone's
about
gonna make
Cameron.
content.
Yeah, listen, like the content that comes out of Mitzy is other people talking about his lack of content, but he inspired that content.
Yeah.
So
That
he's a giver.
was on a weekly report to Dave. It was like, Kevin and John
John
talked
made
about
fun
me
of
for
him.
30 seconds.
My favorite was his daily updates that included things he was going to do tomorrow. What did you do at work today?
brilliant.
Well, I've got tomorrow on
It's
the
brilliant, and it's not intentional, and I'm so envious.
It is. It would be so great to just be like that. I love it. God bless you, Mitzy. You're the man. We'll see what he says tonight.
Are you nervous?
I don't know what I don't know what Mitzy means.
Did you see
Is
the
he gonna
clip
go
of what he
nuclear?
did
Is
to
he gonna-
Tommy today?
No.
No.
Unbelievable. Hard-hitting question.
Are you a pervert?
It was not subtle at all.
Yeah.
I think he was genuinely just
Mitzy
like,
has the subtlety of a fucking jackhammer. So
First of all, are you a pervert?
That was the first question.
yeah, lead off the end. Let's kick it off.
What? Is
First
it just
things
because he's
first.
Italian, or was it another thing?
I think Mintz thinks Tommy's Jewish because they were just like a new episode
Well,
of Wake Up Mitzy today, and it was like all those like Hasidic Jews dancing.
No.
I mean,
It was like the hint. I was like, oh, that's got to be Tommy.
cannot
Most
blame
Jewish
him.
guy in the world.
Yeah, the most Jewish
Kevin
Gentile
was
ever.
describing Tommy's humor the other day, and he goes, "It's kind of like that Curb New York humor." And I was like, "Jew, say
He's
Jew."
a Jew. He's sick all the time. Complaining.
So many
New York.
syllables to say Jew.
You know, a person of media.
Yeah, I don't know what he's gonna say. I don't know. There's the obvious ways to take shots, but I don't know if he has some plan or what. What? Do you guys know who's on his team?
Mincy's?
He's not Hunkers. I don't know.
I don't know.
He
I
was.
forget.
You know he's going to be in a coffee shop screaming.
Yeah.
They're kicking me out of here for some reason. That's fucking Nora Ephron plays in the back.
Oh my god. Screaming over Banana Pancakes by Jack Johnson.
I really got to say, as much as you got to hand it to Portnoy for the money he's made, right? Because he really called a shot with the gambling. He had a blog from like 20 years ago being like, I'm the best like gambling personality in the world, and I'm gonna get rich off it somehow. I just don't know how yet.
Yeah,
and I will. That sure, but even higher than that is like he had his dream to assemble the Whack Pack Avengers of the internet, and I don't think he could have done any better. Like I don't think there's anybody else out there. I think he's found them all that are within reason. There's freaks and geeks all over the world, but the ones that Frank and Ben, they're perfect.
But he has them, but he doesn't have the repercussion of of hurting them. It's like when somebody has a valuable and has it in storage.
Well, you're hurting them how?
He doesn't have to
deal with the repercussions.
Yeah,
of the
yeah.
Like
hurting him personally.
Frank freaking
Yes,
out.
yeah.
I
think it takes a toll on the people who work for him.
Yeah.
I think it does hurt them.
Right. No, that's what I mean. Though he's in his ivory tower in Miami, being like, "This is great."
Yeah. Look at these guys.
My ears are bleeding from Frank's latest meltdown.
I was thinking about him, I was thinking about Frank.
Oh. Yeah. No.
And everybody. I think you could probably look through the.
No, Frank's happy though. This is a great thing that happened.
Frank's
for Frank.
lost a ton of weight. Since he started this job, he's happier. He's good.
This is one of the best things that happened to Frank. For his neighbors at their desks, one of the worst things. For anybody within mile radius of him during a Mets day game, the worst thing. That's how it goes. But yeah, I mean that was. I remember like Dave, that was his plan. Like he wanted the Howard Stern Whack Pack, and being one of the people he hired, and I was like,
who's that?
Me,
you.
I just want to hire all the weirdos on the internet. You're hired.
Yeah.
What does that exactly mean?
I know at one point Dave said he wanted to recreate the weirdos on the Yak, and then he was like, we'll get Frank and we'll get Mitzy, we'll get all these guys. I'm like, wait,
they're just
oh no.
That's just coming down the line.
That was
your chairs.
That was something we saw on the Dave Portnoy show, right? Where
yes.
He's like, I want a Whack Pack. Did he say your name?
No.
Okay.
I love it's just. I mean, I'm doing it right now, so I feel bad. But just the blatant disregard for people's feelings when he's just like, I got to get the weirdos like this one and this one and this one and this one. Dude, that's so unbelievably rude.
Yeah, but they're so happy.
Well, that is why I think deep down it's like, okay, if you were really that upset about this or not happy, go back to whatever you were doing. They would never in a million years, How long have you been here now?
1 year today.
No.
I say that everybody loves their 1 year.
I was gonna say you got the carousel already.
I try to make mine every single day.
1 year, dude? I mean, people celebrate 7-month anniversaries.
It's awesome.
This marks the 7th month I've been at Barstool Sports.
It's awesome.
It's been a wild ride of ups and downs. You are in you're like a marketing intern. What are you talking about? Legitimately, I think our intern season is 6 months long, and people are celebrating.
It's the best. So yeah, I've been 1 year. It's been what a ride. And just the people I've met is the one thing that when anybody asks me what I love, just how close I've gotten to you guys in 365 days. It's incredible. I think I've been here. I got here a month before COVID. I should have been fucked.
Really? That I feel like you've been here longer than that.
I would have guessed you were here for
2020, February 2020.
I probably would have said the 5-ish range.
I would have said 5.
No, February 2020. I got here. I got comfortable.
As crazy as that is,
and then COVID sent me home. So it was crazy. Yeah.
You went home. You went home to West Virginia.
Yeah, because they were there was no COVID.
I was gonna say, COVID never reached it.
Dude, I remember
hills out there.
I remember we did a Making the Gambler at one of the Penn properties before the Belmont, I think. And it was me, Marty, Nick Hamilton, and Dana Beers went down to... It's in Charleston, West Virginia, I think.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Yeah. And we never left. There was a hotel. And this is like May or June, I think. Mm-hmm. So maybe it's for the Derby. I forget whatever horse racing is. And there's a hotel, and then there's an Applebee's, and then there's the Penn track, or whatever it's called. And we were there for like 3 days. We never went not anywhere but those 3 buildings.
Yeah.
And when we would go into the Applebee's and we had masks on, because it was like, I don't know, I'd never, like, just I thought you had to do it, so I just did it. And people would walk in. We would look at us when we walked in. Like, they're like, get these blue staters the fuck out of here.
The fuck out.
They
get mad.
Like the first thing the waiter would say is like, you don't have to wear a mask.
Yeah.
Like, oh, okay.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so I went back there, and I was just like, no, what do I do?
What'd you do?
Just started fictional debates. No, not fictional debates. Fictional debates, I think is what it was called. With
was that on
and Trill?
With okay, where you guys would do like the basketball team.
Yeah, Jeff was like starting
that.
the dozen. Anus was a fake podcast at the time. We were just doing like clips from podcasts.
I texted you about that the other day. I forget what it was. Like I had like a suggested for you Instagram post.
Oh yeah,
and it was a draft. Like I don't know whatever the fuck the draft.
Yeah, I forget what it was.
There was like 5 best. It was something that was so benign. Like and every draft is stupid. Yeah. And it was like even another level of that where I was like, I'm gonna watch this whole video because there has to be a punchline here. And I mean, I'm sure I have it in the text.
I don't want
to. No, I'm not gonna say who it's from, but it's just the. I want to see what exactly the draft was.
I think it was worst.
Oh, things. It was best things of spring.
Best thing. Oh, okay.
And then
you're talking about the video I did.
No. But it was so benign where I was like, I watched it all because I was like, there has to be a punchline because it was just like. Warm weather, and then this, and then that, and I was like, there wasn't a punchline to the video I saw first, and I texted you and yours with like the top 5. Was it worst 5?
The worst things, I guess, or like and Kyle took like
you were like jelly.
Oh yeah.
I think it
Yours was like stubbing your toe, and
Kyle
he was like
genocide, and cancer.
I misunderstood you.
Yeah. So
that was so fucking funny. That was one of my favorite videos of COVID. I forgot it was COVID until you and I were talking about it.
COVID was a cheat code for making content. People just wanted stuff.
It's funny because I think some people are like, and then everything shut down and like we couldn't do anything.
Oh, there's
and it's
no
like,
sports.
No, this was fucking amazing. I mean, what's the phrase about like making money when there's blood in the streets? Like, if you were a comedian and an entertainer, it was fucking payday, baby. Yeah. I mean, there were people who made full blown careers because of that.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember them being like, our podcast numbers are down because like people aren't commuting and going to the gym, and I was like, oh, fucking cares. Everything else is up. I mean,
did you start 1 Minute Man over COVID?
I started 1 Minute Man back or like a couple years before that. I did the first 1 Minute Man was in 2017.
Okay,
but Feits and it was kind of like an algorithm thing. Like I made one and it did like 7 million views, and I was like, I'm rich, I'm retiring.
Yeah.
And then they changed their algorithm, and it was like, if you remember, I don't know if you even know because who cares about Facebook, but they once changed their algorithm to fuck creators. Yeah. I don't know why they did that. Every creator was like, okay, we're gone. And so I kind of stopped doing it. And then over COVID, Gaz was like, we just heard from Instagram they're going to be rewarding original content and like blasting it out. So why don't we revive that? So it yes and no. It started before that, but it really took off during it. Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, we also started Friday Night Pints. Like, we did like the cribs thing where we showed our houses where we're living.
Oh my god,
like, it was like so much shit that was just like go. I mean, I thought we did it was an admirable job that we did. Like I think it really showed like how much better we are at this stuff than like the rest of a lot of people. Cause
I had a big flop during it.
You had a big flop?
I thought it was gonna be like the biggest thing ever because COVID happened right as the NHL playoffs were about to start, and I was like, let's just do the NHL playoffs on NHL, whatever year, 2020.
That's not a bad idea.
And
did it work?
I was like, let's just get like one of the players from every team. Yeah. They play their series.
Yeah, but I do remember it flopping. But that's a good idea. Why did it flop?
Dude, I remember Austin Matthews was so mad doing it.
Really?
Like Austin Matthews
sounds like a good
was.
idea.
Do you remember?
I was like, this is gonna be the best idea ever.
Yeah.
And then like. I think the first one, and then Marty and I were going to do post game for it, and we did like the post game for the first one. And
Oh,
like,
it took like a long time, didn't it?
forever. No one
Yeah.
watched it. No one, like the players weren't being fun. First of all, I was picturing like it was going to be Pasta versus Austin Matthews, and like we couldn't
Yeah.
get. They pulled strings a few weeks in and got Austin Matthews to do it, but it was always like. I don't know if like we didn't reach out to players or whatever, but like no players did it. Mm-hmm. And then Austin Matthews, he won, so he advanced. And they were like, he's like, boys, I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
on the street.
Yeah.
He's
Like
like,
he had to play right then or like next week?
no, it's next week. And he's like, nah, boys, I'm all set. Thank you, though.
Oh my god. That's dude.
at a time when it was like, Austin, you literally cannot do anything else.
Yeah.
Can you just play a hockey video game for me next week? Nah, I'm all
I think Biz and Witt commentated it.
I
And
bet
me
you
and
if
Marty
they... that should have worked out.
Yeah, that
That's
should've
not on
worked.
you, man.
Dude,
That's
having like a flop like that where you truly like it's a good idea, that hurts so
Yeah.
bad.
So, I was like, this is a
did you do
great
like 20
idea.
minute periods?
I don't think so.
Because
I
that
don't
should have been
think-
like 1 minute periods.
Yeah,
Like, boom,
I don't
boom,
think
boom,
we
boom,
did 20-minute periods, but I was thinking like
That
we're gonna
is
have our own
great.
Stanley Cup at the end, and we'll
Yeah.
give it to the team who wins, and it did not
Dude,
work.
just go do man on the streets. Just go fucking do man on the street, man.
Yeah, no, that was it was.
Don't do any. Don't go do man on the street.
It really is.
Review some food.
Everyone has gone like, should I just do man on the street? It's gonna do the best.
Dude, I'm just trying. I pitched man on the street to go on vacation.
Yeah.
I went up to Blackman. I was like, we need somebody on the
I love how you're
street.
whispering.
We need somebody on the street for the coronation of the king. I'm going to fucking London May
you?
4th.
Hell yeah!
Hey,
Bamboozle, boys.
I'm just gonna put a mic stand out and just go on, just chill.
I mean, Riggs made a whole career off of Boondoggle. You can do it too.
Why don't we?
Well, didn't
actually,
you?
if
I actually haven't told Kevin about this, and it didn't end up happening, if I remember.
Yeah. It would have been the biggest boondoggle in the history of
Wait, we
Barstool
might be thinking about
Sports.
different things. You go first.
say it at the same time.
So Rediscovering America started off as going to shitty places. Really just shitty
Yeah,
places.
I remember that. Remember,
And then
that
we had a
was
meeting.
horrible.
They were like, hey, we just sold it to Virgin Cruises. You guys are for 2 weeks going around the Mediterranean, stopping at every spot. You're gone for the entire month of June. And we were like, okay, we got the dates, we got the wardrobe. They're like, sorry, guys, Virgin Cruises collapsed. We're just like, what the fuck? And so now we can't do it.
That's interesting. Davey Day Trader told me cruises only go up.
Yeah. Yeah, it sucked.
That was a great period of time too.
Dude, we had like our flight itinerary. I told my mom, I was like, Mom, I'm going to Barcelona. Like, I'm going to Ibiza.
It was like right as COVID hit.
No, this was a week ago.
Oh, cruises
Yeah.
just like
It was
collapsed
Virgin.
right now?
Virgin, like I guess, overstretched and like I didn't know they had a space program. And then
Oh,
they were
yeah,
like, it's
yeah,
not
yeah,
like
that's
Virgin
Richard
signed,
Branson.
but like,
Yeah.
you know, their space program just collapsed. I was like, oh, well, yeah. Yeah.
He actually won the space race. They were the first ones,
Virgin
first
was?
civilians.
Oh, no shit.
Out of Elon and Bezos and them, Richard Branson went to space first.
So he's a billionaire and has all these things. Have you ever used a Virgin product or done a flight?
We
I've
did
been
a
on Virgin
flight.
It
You've
was
done a
dope.
Virgin flight?
Remember that?
Yeah, we
I've
did.
never
that
done
too?
anything.
Yeah.
I know Keith was on it.
No, that was when you went to Vegas.
Yeah,
you and
He
I
was
went a different time.
Oh,
I
okay.
think. I mean, we definitely had purple lights. I don't
Okay,
know if
yeah,
that was a Virgin
we flew,
or pink lights.
Oh
or whatever.
man, this was also one of those things that happened really early. It was like 09.
I think it was our first trip to LA. I think we took Virgin.
Okay, the one to Vegas, me and K Marco did, and it was really early, and I thought it was gonna be like this forever and like always, and I was like, again, like fat cat, I've made it. We flew first class Virgin Airlines to Vegas, and it was when I wanted to go to Vegas. Like now, it's like my nightmare. I was young, single. I think we were going with other blogs, so like Bro Bible and those guys were there, so it was gonna be like a dumb fratty party.
So yeah.
I was like, let's go. And the plane was so fucking awesome. I was like, can we just like circle around for a while? Like,
Yeah.
Can we just stay up for a couple more hours? It was like, it wasn't
A
the
Virgin
full,
plane.
like reclining, but it was, I mean, it was pretty close. Champagne flowing, nice comfortable blankets and pillows. And yeah, it was purple lighting because I guess they're, I don't know, they made it like look like a club. Movies were like popping off. Me and Keith were like, hey, ah! Yeah, but I didn't know Virgin. I mean, I can Virgin Records. That was a
Yeah.
thing.
Oh.
Yeah.
I remember Virgin Records, but I don't know what else.
Phone.
So they just do like everything?
I think so. They're almost like
Virgin
Yamaha,
phone.
right?
Yeah.
They have everything. What was the other boondoggle?
It wasn't you. It wasn't a boondoggle. It was a great man on the street prank. Where you learned that the first time you went to Kansas, I think it was.
Yeah.
Was that Roan was supposed to go after a national championship.
Oh yeah.
And
Roan, I was sitting in a restaurant, and Roan called me. He was like, "Hey, can you and Kyle go to Kansas for a man on the street if Kansas wins it all?" This was last year. And we were like, "Yeah, man, okay." And I was like, "Kyle, hey, we're getting sent to Kansas." And then Roan, a couple weeks ago, was like, "Yeah, I just called you guys and told you to do that. Like, nobody, I just told you guys to do that." And we were like, "Is it that easy to do?" And he was like, "Yeah, call somebody." And so we just called Clemmer. We were like, "Hey, man, it's the Frozen Four. We got to get you to Minnesota. We need you to paint up as a puck." You know, and he was like, "All right." And we called Caitlin Walker, and we were like, "Hey, it's for the Clemmer, Minnesota thing. We're in a meeting now. Can you just get him the flight to Minnesota?" And she was like, "Yeah, okay. Is Hank cool with it?" And we were like, "Yeah, he's in the meeting." And we call Hank. Roan calls Hank. He's like, "Hey, Hank, like, we're good with the Clemmer puck thing in Minnesota, right?" And he's like, "Yeah." And so Clemmer then backed out, but then we were like, "Hey, man, like, we need you." Yeah, yeah.
Is it like a piece of content out showing the whole thing? That's fucking hilarious.
Clemmer,
like how to boondoggle 101 from start to finish.
So yeah, it's like a segment of our pod. We're just gonna start sending people places because you just can. You can just do that. And so Clemmer now, he was just like, "Hey, I can't do it. Can I do it in the summer?" I'm like, "That's better." So Clemmer is going as a puck to where? St. Paul, Minnesota, to get man on the street reactions for them losing the hockey champion.
when is he going?
He's going in the summer.
Okay, so if I could throw a date out, I will be in St. Paul for a hockey event on July 8th.
Okay.
There will be a ton of people around.
Dude, just call Caitlin Walker right now. Just be like, "Hey, I need Clemmer to get a ticket."
Dressed as a puck.
Yeah.
He shouldn't. He just paint himself like a puck.
I told him to paint up as a puck. You know, because I was going to be
ask Jazz for tips.
I don't think people get that it's really not a joke that you can just like do like. It's like I can't even think of another analogy because I think we're probably the largest, most successful company that has no leadership. Like, and I don't mean that in a way of like, you know, Erica's not a good leader. I mean like there's no hands-on.
Well, I think that's what pushes creativity a lot.
Yeah.
But like
so
when
like,
I first started, it was overwhelming because I was like, "All right, well, what do I do?" They're like, "Figure it out."
Yeah. It's a gift and a curse because it is like, what the fuck? It's a hard job to just do. But I'll tell you, it's better than the opposite of them being like, "So here's what you're gonna do. Here's how you're gonna write.
Yeah.
Here's what you're gonna." But
that's what I thought it was going to be. And then when Roan called, I thought that was like he was in a meeting. Mm-hmm. All right, we need somebody in Kansas.
Yeah.
Nah.
As I'm talking like new people about coming here, I don't want to like bluntly say it, but I want to just be like, you can do whatever you want, even nothing.
Sometimes
a lot of people choose to do nothing.
And why didn't we think of that?
Yeah.
It's the best.
But it's like, I don't know. That's where it's like you can obviously if you work harder and try things, you get more money, you get more success, all that shit.
Dude, I'm like,
But,
I'm a pay raise away from clear water. Look at me.
Dreams do come true. But it is cool to just be like, I'm just gonna sit right at this like paycheck and not do anything.
I
for
nailed
it.
it.
Yeah, like I fucking made it, man. Like hell
Do you
yeah.
think are things different now? Do you think that'll fly anymore?
I think there's a minor day of reckoning coming. Like I don't think it's gonna be like a bloody Sunday where they like fire everybody. But I think there's some auditing going on. That's like you can't just literally do nothing anymore.
I mean, you've done a solo show.
Well, I'll be all right.
What would you do if you got fired, Feits?
Finally it.
No.
No, I would go do like
You would
public-
work in insurance.
No, because like
I think you would though.
No, I think we're all unhireable.
Yeah.
There's 10 videos of us right now. Google your name
Yeah,
and
but
you saying the word cunt.
There's someone here who has a video of me in blackface. Don't worry, it was for a joke.
Oh no, I have it.
There's 2 people in this room that have a video of me.
Ooh, I know.
It's not blackface. I'm wearing a skincare routine.
Yes.
We were going to run that at a live show.
Oh, yeah.
We do like things that are too much for the internet.
Oh, yeah.
At the live show. By the way, get your tickets in Houston. Sorry, Houston. How crazy is this? We had 3 dates in Texas, and 2 of them sold out. Dallas and Austin, phew, like fine, and then Houston had like 3 tickets sold, and I was like, holy shit! I was like, I think I've been on record saying I don't think Houston is the best city, but goddamn, these guys fucking hate me. We come to find out, if you went to buy tickets, you could only buy 4 or 6 or higher.
Is it like a table situation?
It kind of is that.
You
But
had
I
to
was
buy
like,
a
I
table.
don't care. Like,
Well, I
and
couldn't
comedy
get
clubs are,
3 friends.
you sit at tables with the strangers and cram next to
Sure.
strangers all the time. So yeah, it probably is a table thing. But I was like, our audience is certainly like date night couples.
Yeah.
And we also encourage people to come solo. And BTW, everyone's audience is like that.
Yeah.
Like 4 sets of 4 to a comedy club. I mean, it does happen, but I think that's
That's a weird. That'd be
crazy.
a weird crowd.
So
Yeah.
if you wanted to go, you could put in like 1 ticket, 2 tickets, and then it would just check you out at $165 or whatever the fuck. I was like, so anyway, we fixed that.
do you guys like doing the live shows?
I
Yeah.
don't.
I do.
You do?
I do. I love when it's over. I still just get I fret over ticket sales, and I fret over how it's gonna go. And I get on stage and I sweat and I'm nervous, but I do think it goes well. I think we're good at it.
Yeah. You
But
guys,
the whole time
I went.
I'm
It's
like
a blast.
I'm like soaked by the end of it. And then every now and then I'll have a show where I'm just totally calm and I'm like, that was fine.
Yeah.
And I don't know how to like capture that, because like it happened for me a couple times where I was like relaxed and I wasn't sweating, I wasn't nervous, everything was good, and I was like, oh cool. I like turned the corner, and then the next show it just like happened again. So I don't know but when it's done, I'm like, that was awesome. You know?
Ours ended in disaster, and we retired.
Was that the tomato
That was the
incident?
tomatoes.
Yes. The Great Tomato Incident, which is a great idea. I could just imagine a club being like,
Yeah, they were trying to say it was like $300,000 in damages. Tomato
wouldn't it
game.
be funny if you did hit like some,
But
I don't
like,
know,
we-
if you really
on our flyers, we were like with special guest tomatoes, and they were just like, we thought that was like, you know, like a guy, like I'm tomatoes, which is hilarious.
Clever comes out dressed as a tomato, going, "I'm a tomato."
Let me give Clemmer a call. Hey man,
Wait, by the way, before we move on, I would like to clarify something. The blackface.
Oh yeah. So
sketch.
what we were gonna do at the comedy club was play the blackface sketch where
Yeah.
Feitelberg dressed up in blackface.
Is it
to
you and
make
Kyle?
a joke about
Yes.
racial. He was dressed up as a black man. It was a skit about Africa. That's what he was doing. Absolutely. Don't let him tell you otherwise. But we get out there, and front row, and the only people in the room who were black couple. Right there, and John is texting us. Don't do the skit. Don't do the skit.
I was like, dude, he's like
Abort.
It's like the Battle of Bunker Hill. It's like the only person who's white to their eyes I could see, and I was just like, like
what other whites would you see?
I was like, let's not. It's the only person whose eyes I'm looking into in this whole fucking show.
I get why you did it. I think if they were there, they know who we are, and like I think it would have been very funny. But I also can understand and be like, blackface sketch is off.
The sketch was that
Blackface.
I was an influencer
a protester
who had
in Missouri. It was
who had like a charcoal skincare routine on. Went out to get it was scared about getting canceled. Went out to get his lunch and got caught on camera
On a Google
in
Maps.
blackface. But when I put on, I didn't know how to do a skincare routine. And so when I put on the skincare routine, I guess you're supposed to just go like forehead, cheeks kind of deal. I just thought you cover your whole face.
And you painted your lips red?
and I showed it to somebody. I showed it to a girl, and she's like, "That's not how you put on skincare." I was like, "I had it on my eyelids." I think
You knew what you were doing.
it wasn't on my eyelids, but it was definitely like in my eyebrow hair and stuff like that. And they're like, no, it's not. It's a line up here.
You wore a do-rag to keep the hair out of your face.
We can't put that out.
Can't put it out.
I think you guys would be great at a live show. I think you should go back into it.
Oh, man. We did the roast of Len Bias in Boston for like 30 minutes.
Okay, maybe not. Maybe you wouldn't be good at it.
Was that too
were they
long?
laughing at that? Too long for a dead guy roast.
We
Yeah.
had like pages.
It is like I don't know anything about Len Bias. I'd be fine. I'd be fine.
You know that Boston fans.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
I'm shocked that not shocked. It is Boston people take great pride in the things that take great pride in being like.
We
well,
didn't
you
tell them we
pussy,
were
just laugh
doing it.
about
It just started. It was just like, hey, we want to thank you all.
Coming to the roast of Len Bias.
No. We were just like, the tickets were only, for sale for a day, and it sold out. And I was like, sell ticks for a day? Who's that remind you of? And then it just started.
I mean, see, that's fucking hilarious. That is fucking so funny. And if you can't appreciate Celtics for a day, then you shouldn't be at a comedy show. I mean, that's fucking brilliant.
Yeah.
That would be we might have to wait until you guys are a little more established. But if it was like we come to your city and we talk about the thing you are most sensitive about. I mean, we tried. In hindsight, it was a goofy, stupid segment anyway. But we were joking around about snowballs at Santa in Philly.
Yeah.
And Philly was just like, it didn't happen, man. That's not the way it actually went down.
Yeah, they
Like,
put batteries
okay,
in them.
Yeah, we stabbed them instead. I was like, we're just joking, you guys. Fucking calm down. But yeah, if you just went to a city and picked like their worst fucking
And it just happened.
the Ireland talking about the IRA and shit. So car bombs. But I think you should give it another shot. I don't know. Are you comfortable on stage?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Well, you did stand up recently, right?
Yeah.
How'd that go?
I don't think it was something to do.
How long did you go?
Like 7 minutes, 8 minutes.
That's good.
I don't know if it's for me. I don't like being like the focal point. And I was like,
You're the
should
first
write for people.
that's what I
really,
like to do.
You're the only comedian who ever get on stage who's like, you guys don't stop talking. I don't want this
Just
to all
keep
be
going.
about me.
Yeah.
Like, you guys
You want to do a couple minutes, sir?
continue your conversations.
I mean, your writing is second to none, and I've never seen you do it, but I also just know I feel like your personality, like you wouldn't want the spotlight on you.
I was nervous like the entire week leading up. I got
Yeah.
real drunk. It
That-
was like
I-
I just don't want that.
You
I
got
don't
drunk
know-
to go on
That's
stage?
not
Oh,
worth
yeah.
it. That's just not worth it. Like
What,
I don't know why I still fret, and maybe like this tour, this time I won't. But like worrying every day if tickets are selling, and then the day of worrying if the crowd's gonna be full, and worrying if it's gonna be funny. It's like, what am I doing to myself? If we were just stand-up comedians,
Yeah.
and that was like my living, I probably would feel differently about it, and B, even if I felt that way, I would just be like, fuck it, we have to. But sometimes I'm like, why am I doing this? And then the after feeling is like,
Yeah.
why? If you don't afterwards, you didn't walk off being like, I'm like proud of myself
I didn't
for doing
remember
that.
anything. I'm glad to say I did it, and
Yeah.
I may hop on for like 5 minutes again if I'm feeling it, but I don't know, man.
Did you
you
do
go?
it at Dollar Slices?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So it was like a pretty small crowd, like 50. Something.
Sometimes that's like worse. I don't know.
Yeah.
I know people say that. I used to think it's kind of like, yeah, whatever. That's bullshit. But if you have like lighting and you really can't see people versus like if you were just in a room doing this,
It was tough, and there was like a guy with a camera, and he was like, "Hey, I'm recording." I was like, "Can you turn it off for mine?" And so it's just like I don't have any. There's nothing. There's nothing.
The only time I had done like real solo on stage stand up, I opened up for Josh Wolf.
Oh yeah.
And I did probably like 7. And I think it went okay. It certainly wasn't like, groundbreaking.
It was better than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, but you know what? Like we don't do stand up, but like we're like
Adjacent.
adjacent's a good way. It's just like we're like on the evolutionary chart. We're just like right over here. And if you just like take some of the shit that you used to write about and put it in this form, you really are better than you think. You know? I mean, we were watching something recently, a video of something, I think, where we were at an event and we were like, quietly like, I think we're funnier than this.
Yeah.
Like it's the thing about comedy is it's about you have to be funny, but it is about having the balls
Yeah.
and then the ability to convey the funniness. But I can with certain say like that person I think I'm funnier than. They are just a professional comedian.
Very,
and
very
they know
good.
How to do it. But
And
it is about all that together.
It's a
you know?
short memory too. Like Sass
Oh,
will
yeah.
be like, "Hey, I got up there and my first joke just didn't hit, and I just had to keep going."
I would walk up stage.
No, I got up there and I was just like, "My black ass is nervous." And nobody laughed.
No.
Yeah.
I was gonna
like,
say,
"Oh,
I
fuck."
was like, oh, that's a good like cheap laugh. And everyone's
Yeah.
gonna laugh at
Start
it.
off with like I thought was gonna be like a,
Yeah.
and I was like, "Oh shit."
You have to laugh at someone's first joke. Come
Come
on.
on.
What are you, animals?
Not even my first joke of the set of my life.
Yeah. Gee, I mean, that I think though is like the number one thing about comedians is not funny or whatever. It's like they're psychos. It's because the minute that you get up on stage and you bomb, to get back up there is insane.
And then
that's like, oh, I went swimming in a pool and I almost drowned. Can't wait to get in the pool again.
Right.
So
It's,
what?
It's a matter of time until you do bomb. Everybody says it happens. It's like buying a motorcycle. It's like
Yeah,
you're gonna
crash.
Yeah. And I don't know why anybody would. They're braver than I'm a pussy.
Yeah.
There's like a light bulb.
There it is.
Wait a
Wait a
goddamn
minute.
second.
Like every other problem in my life. I have no backbone.
Why don't I understand the comedian? Why can't I brush my teeth at home? Same answer.
Everything ties back to
I feel like though it's like how can I possibly care about these strangers that like I'm never gonna see again, you know?
Yeah.
Although that also makes me part of what I get nervous about is we luckily, thankfully for all these people, have a lot of fans who come out.
Yeah.
Like almost all of our shows. We have like a group that will travel around and see us. And first of all, that's crazy that we even have loyalty like that. So it's awesome. But I'm also like, oh fuck, I can't like use that joke again or do that segment again. And when in reality, it's like, no, yes I can. You're the one doing this. You're the weirdos.
Yeah.
So if you want to come to every show, that's fine. But it's gonna be the fucking same, you know.
Yeah. It's. You guys have a good thing going though. I went to your one at Caroline's and it was like it was good. It was
I feel
good.
like he lies when he told me it was good though. I was like, I don't think he really thinks. So.
No. It was like a great time, and I told Kyle I took notes on it, and I was like, we didn't have any segments.
I don't believe it.
we were just gonna be like, this is just like gonna be a podcast.
Yeah, we do need a little bit.
You guys made it. It was very interactive. It was fun, and then like
Yeah.
you guys had the thing like things you can't say.
Yeah.
And so we were like, we should do something like things we can't say. And so we did the same exact thing. Things we've almost gotten fired for. And so
that's the other thing. If you give them like a feeling that they're getting something that they can't get
Yeah.
anywhere else, it's like you know. But I also think there is a little bit of respect coming the way of live podcasts. I think like more and more people are doing them.
Yeah.
And more comedians are doing them. And I've heard from a couple of them being like, oh, I'd rather go up there and do my set than do a live podcast. Like I have my material. It's easier. Live podcasts are hard. You got to wing it, blah, blah, blah.
yeah. I mean,
and
it's
I'm
like the
okay,
length of
all
going to a movie.
Yeah, you got to, and it's like, I think
a good point.
the bar is a lot lower. Like I think
Of a live podcast, you
I think so. I think if I went to a live podcast and there were some lulls in it, I'd be like, well, yeah, that's how a podcast goes.
Yeah.
I think
Whereas
you
if I
think
go
the
to
lulls are longer. I think because of like
Totally, because of my own. Yeah.
I don't think we ever go. Like I think you've said like conversations minutes. Like I don't think there's ever. I know comedians are every 15. I don't think there's ever 30 to 45. But there's not at least a
There's not somebody like, you're not talking about something funny.
What's the chuckle per minute ratio you aim for?
We don't have any
I've never
aim,
thought about that,
but I think it
I
happens.
know. I mean, they say in comedy it is like 15 seconds, right?
Yeah.
But I also think that's like real comics will be like,
That's
no,
nutty.
that's bullshit.
Yeah,
know?
you can't put
'Cause,
rules
like,
to
I
it.
mean, the best comedy I've ever seen is when Chappelle first came back. And he did
his
that,
are TED Talks.
Yeah.
He did that Cosby joke where he was giving a history lesson, and he just went through the decades, and he was just starting like the Black Panthers and the movement and blah blah blah, and he went from like the 60s or whatever all the way to present day, and there was not a single laugh, and it was minutes, and then he was like. And that entire time, Bill Cosby has been raping bitches. And it was like, I mean, the house came down. But the confidence to be like, all right, I'm only in the 70s, and I got to get to the 80s, 90s, and 2000s, and it's gonna work. Now that's obviously
But,
a guy
like,
like Chappelle who has so much.
If
like,
you're not
leash,
laughing,
but-
when I'm watching Chappelle and I'm like not laughing, I blame myself. I'm like, maybe I just
it's over my
Yeah.
head. Yeah. But I do think we probably get laughs because it's like, at the very least, we're saying something stupid or I'm busting your balls or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, whether or not we hit with like a really good punchline or a real, like something insightful.
Yeah.
And
who
also,
knows,
it's kind of
but
cheating too.
it's-
Once you're selling tickets, like it's a lot harder to go in front of a crowd that doesn't know you.
Oh, yeah.
Where like
Yeah,
people
these
come
people
and they
already
want
bought
to
it. Yeah, they wanna
laugh.
see
They
it.
like us
Yeah.
and they want to laugh.
Oh, if we
so,
went
like,
up on stage and did our podcast in front of like total strangers, a totally different story.
Yeah,
That would be
I mean,
insane for them to be like, yeah, I'm going to go see this podcast.
Yeah.
I've never
Never
listened to
heard
it.
before.
Yeah, that
which
wasn't
has
good.
happened before.
What?
Yeah, we've had a couple. Well, have we had people that bought and didn't know, or they get like we
I
always
feel
have a
like-
girlfriend or a boyfriend that gets
Yeah,
brought, you
yeah. I
know?
guess it's more of that.
It's usually a girlfriend, but recently we've been getting boyfriends that get brought along,
Oh.
which is very funny.
Yeah.
Because I'm trying to put myself in that position. Because we also have had a couple interactions where we take pictures with everybody afterwards. And they come as a couple and they take a picture. And there's been a couple girlfriends who go, okay, now like just me. And like pushes the boyfriend away. And then me and John take a picture with her. And I'm always just like, this is awkward. This is awkward. And I'm sure it's all harmless or whatever. But I was trying to put myself in the position of like, if my girlfriend was like, I love this podcast with these two dudes. And you got to come with me. I don't know what I would. I mean,
Well, I personally, I think it depends on what the guy does for a living. Because like me, I tell the jokes around his house.
Right. I'm
It's
the
like
funny
it's
one.
like it's like if you're a handyman and another guy comes to do the lawn or something like that. You're like, no.
What the
This
hell?
is what I do.
Yeah.
here.
Never mow another man's lawn. Yeah.
Like I've told this story before, but I have like a good friend from like high school, and she got a boyfriend, and this was like 5 years ago, whatever. So it was long after high school. And I was talking to her mom, and she's like, "Have you met her new boyfriend? He's so funny."
No, he's not,
And
bitch.
I was like, "What the fuck did you just say?" To me?
Professionally?
Like, I do the jokes in this fucking group, okay,
Dude,
If you said he was so hot or he's so strong or he's so tough, I'd be like, "Cool, that's awesome." Well, I was like, "What do you mean by how he's so funny?"
if my stand-up, if my crowd for my stand-up was just my boys' girlfriends, I'd crush. That's when I'm at my best.
That's your wheelhouse.
Oh, yeah, you can fuck her, but I'll have her. All right, enjoy the pussy. I'll make her smile.
No, you know what? that brings it back to one of my favorite things we ever did on Friday Night Pints is, would you rather get laid or laugh with the homies? And,
Come on now.
Yeah, like it was the easiest, and everybody to a man was like, make the homies laugh. So yeah, same sort of thing. I'll make her laugh. You can fuck her. Whatever. I get mine. You get yours.
Fuck
We're
her
all good.
hard. Destroy her pussy, dude.
But so that's part of it too. If your girl brings you to a show and you know the kind of shit that we're saying on air, let alone at the show, where it's just like, I don't know, me and Feitelberg are talking about, like fucking double teaming a porn star while blah 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 blah, and he's just like, so this is what we're doing. This is what you love.
It's way
You
worse
came
than
out for
finding out
this,
your
and-
girlfriend likes a porn that's just completely different than you.
Yeah.
You're like,
yeah, it is.
Oh wait, this is what
It's
you
like this is what makes
watch?
you laugh. This is what I don't know, somewhat like it attracts you. Whatever. You
When
wanna
I was
call
there,
it.
you guys played a video of, I think, Ari taking a shit.
That was
Well,
not
that was
our
Ari.
idea.
Ari took the shit and he
You
played
showed
we
it.
played
You hit
Yeah,
you hit the play
we
button.
did. press
I
play.
did not look. I still have not seen that video.
That didn't go well. That was a misfire.
I would have laughed, but it shocked me.
It was too much. It was too much. It was one of those things where like we try to say like let's do some shit that we can't do ordinarily, and I guess in that case literally. We went too far. I was thinking people know Ari and they'll go, oh my god, and they went like, oh my god. I don't think, have we ever done something where we like, I guess the Philly thing was probably the worst, but it was the end, so it was like over. Have we ever like lost a crowd and been like, oh fuck?
Not that I recall.
You have you thought? Has there been any moments like where you guys were like backstage like, oh no, they're bombing?
No, it was only.
Because you guys are always like, yo, that was amazing. I'm like, I think you're all lying.
When he was making fun of Philly. It was just-
Yeah, that was
like,
yeah. They were like, holy shit, they were.
We are one of one show. We had a downtime where we did Anus Jeopardy, and so it was just like all these like niche jokes. They had to get the punchline.
Sorry to interrupt. We did do that. Remember that sucked.
Yeah.
that was Philly too. We did.
Philly show was tough.
We
Philly
did,
show.
but Philly,
the first
we
one.
were trying shit. We were like,
Yeah.
I was thinking if you're
That was
coming
when we
to a
like
live
revamped the
show-
whole show because afterwards people were like, "Why don't you just do the show?"
Yeah.
They said, we just want to see your podcast. And I was like, you paid money and you came out and we're just going to talk. And they were like, yeah. Because we tried to have like 2 pairs from the audience do, I think like $1,000 pyramid sort of thing.
Yeah.
And it was like they're describing Philly stuff. But they sucked at it and it bombed.
In
and it wasn't
theory,
funny.
it's fun.
And it was, but it was just like.
The guy we pulled up on stage to do it didn't get a single one right.
Yeah, and then it's like, what do we do now?
Yeah,
Yeah.
this guy hasn't seen the show. Because they were pretty easy.
It was about you guys? Like
Yeah,
about
yeah.
Yeah.
I think one was just like, what's the B stand for in KB? He's like, yeah, I don't fuck that. Pass.
That is always the danger of like, we also want to give pass the mic around and you can ask questions.
Yeah.
And they either stink at it or they don't want to do it.
Yeah.
It's like, well, okay. This couch sucks, right?
Well, how
I
come?
feel like both
Dude.
of us are always.
I'm always sitting like this.
I start sitting out like this, and then I don't know how it happens, but all of a sudden, I'm
Oh,
just down
yeah,
here.
I do that.
And then
I'm always like this.
like adjusting, and it's just like maybe it's not the couch, maybe it's me, but boy, it's
Yeah, I get like
I
this.
miss my
halfway through the
desk.
show.
We have a meeting today for our studio in Chicago, and the first one went very badly.
did it. How so?
Well, we always make fun of Bethany Hamilton, the surfer that got her arm bit off.
Sure.
And so
As one does.
They were like, "What kind of ideas do you want for the studio?" And we were like, "Well, we really like the industrial look and like like maybe like some like exposed brick and like like a warehouse kind of look. I think that would be cool." And they're like, "Okay." And they were like, "Well, what do you talk about on the show?" I'm like, "Oh, fuck." It's like, "Well, we talk about Bethany Hamilton a lot, like, surfer. She got her arm bit off by a bull shark, stuff like that." And they're like, "Okay, so like an industrial beach." And we're like, yeah." And so they're making us an industrial beach
What
set.
does that even mean?
Dude, it's the ugliest thing you'd ever see.
You have to
It's like a bunch of like rusted walls and then like a surfboard and then like sand and a palm tree. They're just like, yeah, it's industrial beach, all right. And that's like,
See,
imagine.
but that is like, that's hilarious. You can be like,
Yeah, I guess.
like you can have guests and be like, well, it's industrial beach theme.
It's going to
What
be
are you,
tough
not
to look
cultured?
at. It's going to be tough to look at.
I can't believe people care about what the podcast.
I know.
looks
So
like, but
It's
yeah.
you feel so lame. Like we were like 70s basement, and then like we saw a graphic, and we're like, cool, good,
Cool.
And then we got it, and we're like, we don't really like it. And then they're like, well, what do you want then? And it's like, okay, well, now I have to think about it again.
yeah, it's like I don't know what, but it's like. I don't know. It's like finding a girl or something. It's like you just know when you know.
Yeah. So I think we're just going to throw a wrench in. We're going to scrap Industrial Beach, and we just want everything to be the same shade of brown. Just the entire room. You can't see where the chairs
That looks
are.
like the remember that game we used to play. Where you bounce the ball back and forth. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
The
yeah,
3D
yeah.
Pong. That's
Yeah.
exactly what that looks like.
Yeah.
That's
great.
but that fit like that's perfect for your show.
I guess, but like, yeah, what? This looked cool. You guys,
No, it
not-
does.
it's-
It
don't get used
looks
to it.
No?
cool, but
Yeah, what are you
we're
gonna do?
Tear it down.
you're tearing it down.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. What are you gonna? You just go back to the other room.
I think
we're gonna
what
take
we're
the
gonna
chicks to
do.
you.
Should we talk about it or no?
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
We had an idea to put up like a black wall.
Who hangs a skateboard that way? The graphics on the other side.
Well, so that was from our Amsterdam trip.
Oh,
And-
okay.
and so the stickers on it are actually kind of the point. That's the,
I apologize
the checking.
then.
Yeah. Also, the other side sucks.
Okay.
So that was a store I went to in Amsterdam, and if you spent over like $200, they gave you a free one of a kind, 1 out of 100, designed by this skateboard guy artist, and all of them were like cool spray painted, but that one was like he must have just like spray painted all of them.
Yeah.
And that one just got like a single stroke. And it is one of a kind, but I was
One
like,
of
that
one.
one kind of stinks. But that was when, so I had all the people from Amsterdam sign it, and yeah, that's why. So fuck you.
Sorry.
But we were thinking about putting up some, like, they make like a black paint that almost is like a chalkboard.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And so you can draw on it, and we were going to put, maybe like a chalk design on it, but also have everybody on the show write down one thing that they hate about the internet or that the internet has ruined or something like that. And so that it builds, and it is obviously one of a kind. There's no other comparison.
That would look really cool as time passes as well.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, I hope so. It's one of those things that we had another idea similar to that, and I was like, that sounds good in theory, but maybe it ends up looking like shit. But I think if we do this the right way, it'll look cool.
Yeah.
And then it's like,
Nobody's doing Industrial Beach.
No one's doing Industrial Beach.
You take it.
Honestly,
Come on, man. Take it.
I'm enticed. The Industrial Beach podcast. People are already confused about what KFC Radio is. If we tell them it's Industrial Beach, heads will explode.
It's kind of like the vibe of an industrial beach.
been
Power
to-
plant.
Have you ever
surfing.
been to the beach? And do you know about the Industrial Revolution? Put those together.
Yeah. It's like a giant iron pour.
So
Under an
when
umbrella.
is the move?
I don't know yet.
Still up in the air?
Yeah. I don't know. I'd like one more summer in New York.
Yeah, that's crazy because summertime in Chicago, summertime shy.
Summertime
It's a summertime city.
I
I think I'm gonna do one more summer in New York. Everybody else is having to like buy a house. I'm just gonna rent a place. So
Yeah.
I'll probably decide like the week before.
Everyone's going to, and they're buying a house?
Oh, dude,
Yeah.
I actually was with. So actually, this is very funny. I was with on Friday. I was with PFT and Hank and Rudy and a couple other people, and we were out to drinks. And this wasn't the focal point of the conversation, but I think of it because it just came up at a moment. And Hank and PFT were talking about their places and whatever. We're having a good time. We're there for a while. We ordered some food. Our drinks were flowing. Blah blah blah. The bill came out, and it was $0. And we were all like, day in the life, fellas. That's how it is. And like getting ready to leave. And they're like, we just gave you guys the wrong check. No! Here you go. This is what it's like being famous, boys.
Yo. That's fucking hilarious. That'll cut you down.
That yeah.
real quick.
That was hilarious.
That'll pop that balloon, burst that bubble real quick. Day in the life, man.
You know how
They
it is,
love
girl.
us.
Everywhere I go, shit's on the house.
Oh, you pay for things?
That's fucking...
It was like, we looked at the check, it was like truffle. It was a bunch of shit we did not get. Like, if we had looked even a little bit, we would have realized it was the wrong check.
You went right to the price.
Man. So what do you think is the long-term dream of yours? Like if you could have your career go exactly how you want it to go, where would you be in like 20 years?
I'm pretty content now. If I could just plateau, I'm not joking. Like I'm pretty, we're safe in
If I
like
could
that
get back
middling
on
range of
rediscovering
podcasts.
America with Mincy, that would be pretty ideal.
I want to start doing longer form stuff.
Yeah.
This summer, I'm doing a documentary that'll take up a lot of time.
Okay.
That got okayed.
Funny documentary? Like
Yeah.
humorous or-
It's a very, very. It's going to be a very serious tone over a very ridiculous subject matter.
Okay.
And I want to
Would
start
you
doing
ever just write like TV?
that is the dream.
That's why
Yeah.
I was good. I would guess that would be your
think,
dream. Yeah.
I think my humor lends itself a lot towards like Adult Swim type stuff,
Mm-hmm.
kind of like cartoon.
Do you have like a pilot or a show that you ever thought of?
I have a
theme or a plot or whatever.
Yeah, so I have a couple that I've started. Like I'm also big into romantic comedies, and I
boy.
started writing when I started tweeting and like getting popular-ish on Twitter. Like at the tail end of when there were Twitter personalities.
Yeah.
And
Good old days.
my friends were like, "Hey, that's pretty funny. Can you like?" I'm a best man. I was writing best man speeches for like $200 a pop.
Really?
Yeah,
That's a good
and I did
romantic
it-
comedy,
Yeah, exactly. So I started
setup.
writing about my experiences with that, and like,
And then you
so,
fall in love
But
with
like,
one
I
of the
started writing
brides,
for my
blah, blah, blah.
friends, and then they told people, and I started writing for people I don't know. So I'd go meet these guys in bars, like best mans in bars, and I would
You
they'd
did
tell
this
me,
for real?
Yeah. And so like. He would tell me about his brother that's getting married, and I'd write the speech. He'd record it and like send it to me, and he'd be like, "Thanks, man, that was the best part of the night." And so it's just like I'm writing some things along the lines of that. Like I think it's a pretty good basis for like a rom com.
Yeah.
Because I wrote a lot of roasts for the groom that I had never met. And so I've probably done like 15 best man speeches.
This is real, right?
I think
Yeah.
it seems
Okay.
it.
No.
Yeah.
Never know.
It's my first time hearing it.
Because
Yeah.
that's
So-
cool, and that would be it's such an easy tie-in where it's like the you write for a douchebag
You find out the
groom and the bride actually fell in love with the speech
best
and
man.
yeah.
But I'm trying to like not follow that trope, like with like maybe like you know, you realize that you're like romanticizing something. She's like, wait, she does love this dude. What the fuck am I thinking? You know, and I don't have like the romance part down at all. I don't know, but I just like I think just like a premise like that is pretty good. And I was doing it. You know, meeting these guys in bars was cool and just in a straight way.
Definitely do that.
Yeah,
or even like do a content series.
So I don't even really know how to write like for like screen. So I'm writing it as if
that's
it's
a
like
whole different animal.
I'm writing it as if it's like a book.
Yeah. Well, that's why they do like adapted screenplays and shit, right?
Yeah.
So it's like
that's,
find the person who does know how to do that.
And I've been doing that a lot of evenings actually. Just
that
chipping away
is
at
the
that.
most, I think, the hardest part. Like if you have the talent, obviously that's the hardest part. But like carving out time to write a stand-up act or write a pilot or write a book or whatever. I mean, we've talked about a book for 1,000 years.
Yeah.
And I think if we ever did do it, it would actually go quickly and it would be awesome and it would, I think, crush. But it's just like, okay, blank page, like chapter 1, go.
Particularly when you have a job.
Right.
Like, like
but
there's no
also-
advance to sit around for 6 months and
I wanna
do
get
just
home
that.
and-
And
At least if you put out a podcast, you're like that episode sucked.
Yeah.
The next week, this
Right.
is like, oh, this is 250 pages.
Yeah.
What do you do?
Right, and I know about myself, like, it would probably be way more than that. I would probably have too much, and the editors would have to chop it down. I mean, I remember even when we were doing the rap battle with Dave, and the guy who was helping me produce it was like, okay, so you write, like, 16 bars, which is basically, like, 4, like, rhymes, and, like, that's it.
Mm-hmm.
And I was
Yeah.
like, oh, no, I have a lot to say. And so I wrote, like, two like, full verses, and he was like, okay, cool. I think that worked well, but the point being that a lot of the formulaic shit is, like, I don't think, I'd be like, no, we have to do a chapter on this and a chapter on that.
Yeah,
we have to talk about this thing and that thing. Whereas the editors would be like, just talk about, like, the 3 big things and you're done. So I feel like if I'm going to do it, I have to do it right, or at least how I feel you to be right, all that shit.
Right.
But I don't know, man. That's a very good premise for whatever it may be, a book, a movie, a episode, a pilot.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just
content
doing
series.
it to do it because I thought it was a unique experience.
Yeah.
And it was this, small town writing best man speeches for like yokels.
Did you ever? There's a little hitch into it, like a little hitch-esque. Where
Oh, yeah, very much
Have you
so.
ever denied a person?
No,
Yeah.
I needed the money.
Yeah.
No.
There is a certain wedding ringer as well, which is I've watched recently, and
Was that he's a guest?
he is a best man for hire.
Oh, cool.
Right.
Yeah, that is.
That's the Kevin Hart one?
Hart.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So
Josh
there's a million. It's probably already been done.
Yeah.
No. I mean,
That's
a million movies are similar.
What would you,
not
what would
similar,
you
but
call
like.
it? It's got to be like a play on word with speech or something. Call it hate speech.
Hate speech. I love it. Yeah. Try.
Hate speech is just like Nick on the cover with a swastika.
I have a tattoo that looks a lot like a swastika.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Which one?
I got the very minimal map of Pokemon Red.
Oh yeah, I was there. that
And
night.
you were there when I got it. Horrible decision. Because
I don't think anyone was remotely sober.
no,
There.
when I wear shorts, the only part peeking out is just a swastika. It sucks. I drew it like myself, like because I used.
Pokemon Red is a person or a...
No, it's the game.
Oh my god.
There's a lot more to it, but
heavy swastika.
I don't think I've ever seen it just like that.
when I'm wearing shorts,
Bro, you cannot
that's
wear,
all
need
you
to wear,
see.
Like Jinko shorts.
Yeah, what a big mistake, huh?
You need to either wear those chubs or whatever.
Feitelberg
or
didn't
all
stop
the
me.
Heavy swastika.
You got it in the summer too. Weren't you wearing shorts?
Yeah. I walked out of there. I looked down. I was like, what? But it goes like all the way up.
You see
But
this
that's all
Pokemon
you-
Red
that's
map?
all
It
you
means not
see.
fucking welcome.
Yo. I don't
Stay out of Kanto.
I don't know if this phrase has ever been uttered ever, but the accidental swastika is a thing of beauty. It's amazing.
Damn it. Yeah. God damn it.
I've got an accidental swastika.
Yeah, you won't catch it. Yeah. Fuck. I was so amped up. That was like the first time we chilled. I was trying to impress you.
We'd just gone to the Harry Potter bar.
I don't think it gets much better than that. We'll end on the swastika. That was great, man.
All right, thank you
very
guys.
much,
I appreciate it.
I thought you were like You're either exaggerating or joking. Nope. That was
See you, boys.
All right, big thanks for watching. If you made it through this whole episode, that means you should be subscribed. There's so many of you out there who watch and don't subscribe, so make sure you are a KFC Radio subscriber. Make sure you get all the content when it drops. Click that button now.
I have 9 fingers. I'm still subscribed. It's that easy.